Apple, do you have any idea how upset you've made so many people? I just got a black Apple Watch Ultra 3. I have a black iPhone 16 Pro Max, black Magic trackpad, a black MacBook Pro, a black iPad Pro, AirPods Max, black, my DJI Mic Mini, black. I just wanted everything to be seamless. And then all of a sudden, I find out the 17 Pro has no black. And then that made something click for me. About a week before the Apple event when they released the iPhone 17 lineup, I saw an email from Dbrand. And it was like, here's a look at the iPhone 17s early. And I'm like, what? And then I saw on their page something called Sorry Tim, and they showed like all the iPhones and they showed them in black. And I'm like, why don't they show like a skin or something? Why are they showing it in black? And then I'm thinking like, doesn't Apple have like a non-disclosure agreement or something where they show the brands like Dbrand and Rhino Shield and all the case companies, they tell them the dimensions early so they can get ready for the release, but they don't tell anyone, they don't showcase it to the public what the phones look like yet, right? Because Apple likes their privacy, they like the element of surprise, it's like building up the excitement. And then Dbrand just showed us the phones. It all makes sense now because Apple knew they weren't releasing a black phone. For whatever reason, Dbrand is known for its skins. This, on my Mac, is a Dbrand skin. And they sponsor big YouTube creators like MKBHD and Jerry Rig Everything. So Dbrand comes out with that and doesn't get in any trouble. Unless Apple told them to release it. Why? Because they wanted to show people, well, you won't have a black phone this year, but if you want a black phone, just go to Dbrand and get a skin. Now, I myself and other people have asked, why no black phone? Like, I was just seriously like, no black phone? It would have looked so elite and nice and clean on a 17 Pro Max. It would have looked really nice, especially it being duotone with one shade of black here and then one shade over here with the ceramic shield. So I did some research and apparently, and I don't even know if this is accurate, but apparently it's because it's prone to scratching, which doesn't make much sense because I'm pretty sure my MacBook Pro and my iPad Pro, both in black, are made out of aluminum. And okay, maybe we don't use it the same way we use an iPhone, but who doesn't put a case on their phone? I just don't feel like it was a good enough of a reason. And like, yeah, okay, maybe that makes sense. But then we see the deep blue iPhones released, which are almost just as dark as black, and they're scratching. So if that was the issue, why would they release deep blue? And another thing that frustrates me is the iPhone Air has a polished titanium exterior. This iPhone 16 Pro Max, the iPhone 15 Pro were also titanium. Why couldn't they get a polished border? Now, Apple likes to take pride in the little things. They like to perfect the little things. But it's these little things like no black phone and other things that other creators have mentioned that make people want to switch to Android, Samsung, Pixel. I feel like the thing that's holding people back is if they're like just sucked into the ecosystem, like they have an iPad and a Mac and AirPods and all this stuff, like it's hard to transition. No matter how much research I do, it just doesn't seem to make sense. Even the iPhone 16 and the 17 that came in black were aluminum. Doesn't make sense. And I bet you there's gonna be a black phone next year for the iPhone 18. Do I think they're gonna release a special edition black phone like they did with the 13 Pro Max when they released the Alpine Green? No, probably not, because it's not a special edition color, it's black. It's been on every Pro phone from 11 to 16. Maybe in different renditions like space gray, graphite, whatever. But if they release it as a special edition, that's gonna be pretty funny and not in a good way. And will the iPhone 18 Pro come in black? In my opinion, probably. And I myself am getting fed up with the fact that when Apple releases something, they kind of limit it, and then the next year they release the upgraded version of it, and we all know it could have happened last year. They're just trying to milk it as much as they can to make as much money as possible. And this is exactly why people miss the old Apple with Johnny Ives and Steve Jobs. It was just a different time.